Our quick tip today is to show how to make an open box. This is a really dinky one. I've shared a tutorial for this little treat hanger, and in the centre of the treat hanger is an open box. And we're starting with a piece of card that is 4.5 inches wide and 2 inches deep. And what we're going to want to do is score this. So I'm bringing in my paper trimmer and being very careful to use the scoring blade. We're going to want to score it at 1 inch, move it along and score at 2, move along, score at 3, and move along and score at 4. Then we're going to turn this and line up again at 1 inch and score. So that's all of our scoring done. Now I like to just fold along the score lines before the next step. So we're going to fold along each of these. Now this is the right size to be able to use with the little house front from the coming home dies. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to trim out this whole bottom corner, and I just go a very tiny little V in and a little tiny V in on that side, half a V to take that. We're just tapering that just a little, and then we're going to do the same thing at each of these along the base. So we're taking a very tiny slim V out, and it doesn't matter if it's a little bit more on one side than another. And this is how we make pretty much any open box. You need to make sure that the base isn't any longer than the height of the box, otherwise it won't fold up. And what we're going to do is you can use whichever glue you prefer. If you want a wet glue, you can use wet glue for this, or you could use tear and tape. I would recommend the Seal Plus rather than Seal, just because it puts a little bit of extra stress on the card when you're making a box. So what I'm going to do is make sure that my top and bottom of the box are lined up so that those crease lines are spot on. And I think I will use some tear and tape to put the rest of this together. Which I can't find right now. So what we're going to do is fold these in. So if we've got a seam here, I like to put the seam to the back. So I'm going to make that the back corner and this will be the front. So what I will do is fold in the back, fold in the sides. If I've got tear and tape, I'd be using tear and tape here. And just start to pop a little bit on the edge of each of these folds. And fold the front in last, so that there we've got our open box, and you can just press that a little bit to make sure everything's held in place. And there is our little 1 inch open box. You then just add the house on the front and the back to create your little treat hanger, and that's an open box design for you. Thanks for stopping by.